Hi there, welcome to the old forest cave up here in my local woods. I will give you my predictions for 2024. In this video, in this particular video, I will use some notes. Some of these topics that I will get into, they are in the area of censorship, so I need to mind my words. Number one here on my list. A ceasefire or some kind of peace treaty in Ukraine. I believe that might happen in 2024. Now, why is that? Because there is a presidential election coming up in the USA. And there are two scenarios at least here. One scenario is that Trump becomes president. Now you might say that's unlikely or likely, but if Trump becomes president, he will make sure that the money and weapons going to Ukraine stops. I'm not here to say right or wrong, I'm just trying to point at some facts, okay? If the US stops money and weapon to Ukraine, there will be a decrease in the number of people killed. Okay, again, not saying right or wrong, just trying to point at some facts here. The other scenario is an interesting one. The Democratic Party, they might decide that they will take that same stance, that they will limit at least money and weapons going to Ukraine, or they might say that we are now negotiating some kind of ceasefire with Russia. To take the credit for that and to take away, to steal that argument from the Republicans. Number two, I think we will see a pushback like we have never seen before against the woke agenda. The blue hair nose ring people, they've gone too far. They got too ridiculous and too demanding. And already I'm seeing even mainstream media some places. Now I'm in Norway, it's not a very woke country. But anyway, I think we will see that in 2024, a big pushback. 2024 will be the year when the woke vision of the modern man begins to die, and real positive masculinity again becomes an ideal to more and more young men. And I think that real masculinity will be sought after as a quality by young men. Positive masculinity. This one is a tricky one to talk about, okay? I have to say, to keep this video up, that the statistics I am referring to are just, and I'll do this, claims. We're going to see an increase in mortality in highly populations. And according to that beacon of truth, the WHO, is totally safe. And if you doubt that, you can go to WHO's website, or maybe they have put a link to that under this video. Thank you, YouTube. Or you can just look into the eyes of Bill Gates, who is just a kind man who wants to help the world. And by the way, before I continue with this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. Click the bell to choose all notifications, and please also leave a comment in the comment section. This is a wonderful community that we have here, and we need to stick together. We have some challenges coming up. The big wealth transfer will continue. Your living expenses will continue to be high, and just being part of modern society will be very expensive. Here's another tricky one concerning censorship, but I will do my best. Digital ID possibly linked to a carbon footprint system might be implemented in 2024. And that smartphone of yours, it will be your slave chain, and it will be required for more and more functions in society. And people like myself who don't have a smartphone, we will be left out to a much higher degree moving forward into 2024 and so on. Digital ID, and this is important to understand, and I encourage everyone to educate themselves on these matters. Digital ID, once it is linked to CBDC, a central bank digital currency, will be a system of complete control of everything and everyone who is in the system, in the matrix. But anyway, let's move on. AI, artificial intelligence, will be implemented in more and more functions of society. And I don't think 2024 will be, I'll say it again, I don't think 2024 will be the year when people start to wake up concerning the dangers of AI. Sadly, I think that when the majority of people finally wake up, when that it might be too late. But more people will stop believing in the lie that AI will be used for good, and it's just a tool that you can use, you know. And I know some people who are watching this now, they will be tempted to write that it's the best thing ever, you know. But to those people, I will say, you will look back at that. You will look back in a few years from now and regret that you didn't see what was about to happen. Okay? It's not going to end well. And it's like I don't even care about convincing people about the AI, the dangers of AI, and how it's going to ruin so much, because, you know, we will all eventually arrive at that conclusion. In 2024, we will see some negative trends concerning health continuing. A rise in obesity, especially among young people. We will see smartphone addiction with all the mental problems that comes with it. It will just get worse, especially among kids. I mean, not, you know, little kids. And it seems like this smartphone addiction has become such a natural thing to people now. It's as natural to them as breathing. We will also see a rise in malnutrition in Western countries. And this is due to the constant push to get people to eat what is basically ultra-processed plant-based calories. And I won't even call it food. It's just, no, it's, we need to eat real food, you know. But okay, I won't get into that too much. Now, I also have some questions I cannot answer, but these are things that we must keep an eye out for, okay? A new lockdown. Now, with the WHO pandemic treaty, some people claim, and you know I have to say this, some people claim that they can implement dystopian measures in your country in a matter of days or even hours. So be ready to get out on short notice. Be mobile if you can, please. And I have to add this. If you have any questions concerning anything health related or pandemic related, go to the wonderful website of WHO, where you will find all matter of useful information. The war in Gaza might spread. I don't know, but I fear it might spread. We're seeing some signs of that now. And it might become a war for, the control of natural resources and access to those between, superpowers, basically. And it will be fueled by religious hatred. And also, we might see in 2024 the implementation of a carbon passport, a green passport or something like that, which will limit your ability to travel. Travel by car and travel most certainly by airplane. It will be limited at some point or made expensive. I don't know. This is just a question I have. And again, what I'm telling you here is just a claim that some people have. It's, you know how it is here on social media. And while I'm talking about that, with something that ties into it is cancel culture. It's not in my notes here, but I suspect that we will see a pushback against cancel culture. We saw that in 2023, and I think we will see a larger pushback against cancel culture. I have more to say, but I'll stop right there because I'll just get myself into trouble. But keep your eyes open, please. Keep your eyes open, and as always, stay strong.